To many experts and observers, especially those who are involved in its birth, Ghana's local government system is the bedrock of its democracy. To these optimists, the system, crafted even before the birth of its current constitution, allows grassroots participation and is a sure way to engage the people and ensure that the process and burden of development is shared and enjoyed. Not everyone shares this view. Some insist that the mere creation of districts and the election of assemblymen and unit committee members is meaningless without transferring actual power, especially in raising and disbursing resources, will not actually improve the lives of the people. While successive governments have sought to address the fiscal, administrative, and other challenges facing the process, many believe these efforts are yet to find their mark. To many, real transformation is still some distance off. Among others, the decentralization process has failed to make the desired impact due to apathy from the public and lack of motivation among elected officials. While the law forbids partisan groups from taking part, political parties have generally found a way to get involved, throwing the bitter pill of partisanship into the mix, worse for being concealed if poorly. Women, youth, and the physically challenged have also found themselves marginalized and unable to fully participate in the process. To ascertain the level of the understanding of local government issues among the youth and the extent of the integration into the process, the Youth Bridge Foundation undertook a study in 3 local assemblies in the Western region. We sought to determine the understanding of the processes of policy formulation and decision making, as well as the implementation and formulation of these policies and decisions. The study, with funding from the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, also looked at how action plans, budgets, and other programs are communicated to the communities within an assembly's catchment area. This pilot project, under the Local Governance and Decentralization Program, LOGODEP, being implemented by the Youth Bridge Foundation, covered the Mpawasa East District, Nzima East Municipality, and Takwanswai Municipality, all in the Western region. The districts were chosen because of their diverse characteristics. Mpawasa East is a typical farming district where farmers cultivate both food and cash crops. It is fairly underdeveloped and sparsely populated. In recent times, illegal small-scale mining, popularly known as galamsey, has gained roots in the Mpaho area, threatening land degradation. On the other hand, Nzima East is predominantly a fishing area, the inhabitants of which feel threatened the burgeoning oil industry, which affects their fishing and areas in which they can operate. Takwanswai is a busy commercial center where mining is also very popular. Given the sheer numbers of the youth, it is easy to assume that they cannot be ignored in policy making, especially at the local government level. We found this to be far from accurate. Many young people we found had little by way of a relationship with the local authorities. Where a relationship had been forged, many youth were skeptical of the relationship and its potential to transform their lives and circumstances. But
the assemblyman should, call us on a meeting so that each of us will, tell him his problem and write down.
Despite the complicated nature of the budgetary process, experts say capacity building programs aimed at improving the knowledge base of assembly members as well as opinion leaders can help ensure active participation. This, they say, will lead to accountability in their community.
Fee-fixing processes. If you want to collect fees from us, we have to negotiate what we can pay. Again, people will pay when they know what you are using the money for. If assembly cites the disinterest of the citizenry, it's because they may not perceive the assemblies to be doing things that are of interest to them. We go to, we pay for, we engage in things that interest us.
Here again, we find out that most of the youth in the pilot districts were completely oblivious of the budgetary process.
Budgeting would have where budgeting would
budget literacy is critical. As for assembly staff and functionaries, a lot of them have been trained to do budgets, and indeed, if they want to meet their deadlines and in the name of efficiency, they will do it by themselves. Indeed, and over the past decade, we've realized that quite a few of the assemblies depend on their budget officers and other functionaries to do or to advise on fee fixing.
Many of the youth we encountered in the communities had expectations of the local leadership. Some youth who spoke to Youth Bridge Foundation insisted they prefer the existing relationship with their chiefs, as they offer the youth opportunities for sports and personal development through scholarships and other initiatives geared towards building a responsible youth corps.
As the local authorities, they are also there with us, because sometimes they settle disputes, they make laws as well to suit those in the community. So I think they should also be taking part.
In our Ghana, the chiefs or traditional authorities command a lot of credibility with our people. I think various assessments have indicated that people like them or people trust them, perhaps more than the governmental structures and appointees. And therefore, for chiefs to underestimate their power is a very sad thing.
These are the issues agitating the minds of young people in the pilot assemblies. The issues are recurring. Challenges abound in all the assemblies, ranging from excessive partisanship, lack of interest from particularly the youth in assembly programs and projects, absence of employment, as well as other opportunities for personal advancement. Limited funding for the numerous demands of the various stakeholders, limited participation of the chiefs in the local governance process were also identified as major challenges.
I would like to urge those who purport to represent our people, those who have the clout and the credibility with our people, traditional authorities, members of parliament, faith leaders, headmasters and mistresses, and so on. They have the capacity, the education, the entry, the social entry to ask for some of these things on behalf of our people.
On the other hand, the youth also need to take charge of their collective destiny, initiate processes of engagement at all levels to ensure that they are considered active members of their communities whose views count in all major projects.
I want young people to take responsibility for themselves. If the path that has been cut by their elders and betters is flawed, it is imperative that they go a step further and better. I do believe that organizations like Youth Bridge are there to help to create that backstopping, that sense of shared responsibility, that encouragement for them to do better and produce more effective results for Ghana.